Good afternoon and welcome to the March 16th Parks, Recreation, and Community Services Commission meeting. May I have roll call, please?
Yes, Commissioners Alcazar is absent, Arkelian is absent, Rostomian,
Present.
Sardarbegian,
Present.
ex-official Commissioners Garbedian and Zarukian are both absent, and President Amirian.
I am present. Can we have the report of the recording clerk regarding the posting of the agenda, please?
Certainly. The agenda for the March 16, 2026 regular meeting was posted on the bulletin board outside City Hall on or before Friday, March 13, 2026.
Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 2, introductions and presentations at A, recognition of Magic Jump Rentals for their support of CSP programs.
Good afternoon, President Amirian, members of the commission. My name is Sabah Garbedian, Community Services Manager with the Recreation and Community Centers section of our department. Joining me is Arthur Bagumian, who is co-owner of Magic Jump Rentals, if I'm not mistaken. And throughout the years, Magic Jump Rentals and our department has grown a very nice working relationship where one email or a phone call and we say, hey, we have extravaganza coming up, or Cesar Chavez coming up back to back, or Fall Festival, and would you guys be willing to participate and donate a jumper or whatever the case may be? I've never heard this person say no to me for whatever request we've had. So with that said, I'd like to honor and recognize their continued service and support to our city and our programs and say thank you.
Excellent. Mr. Babumian, anything you'd like to say?
Yeah,
Before I read this wonderful plaque.
On behalf of Magic Jump Rentals, my father started this business in Glendale 31 years ago. We're a second generation ownership, me and my brother. Glendale residents for 31 years. We love this city. So any events, any occasions like that, we're more than happy to deliver the fun.
And where can they find you?
At magicjumprentals.com. They can rent online, and we're now grown to be one of the biggest inflatable rental companies in California. So we appreciate the continued trust, and we look forward to delivering fun to all of City of Glendale events.
Excellent. And I will read this beautiful plaque here. It says, City of Glendale Community Services and Parks Department proudly recognizes Magic Jump Rentals for its continued generosity, partnership, and unwavering support of programs that enrich the lives of our community members. Magic Jump Rentals has played a meaningful role in supporting a wide range of programs, from childcare and youth programs to citywide special events, helping foster community connection, promote social engagement, and create memorable experiences for residents of all ages. On behalf of the Community Services and Parks Department, we extend our sincere appreciation to Magic Jump Rentals for their ongoing support and valued partnership.
Thank you, thank you.
Just want to go down? I want to go down.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your continued support. Okay, next item, please.
Item 3, upcoming council agenda items.
Thank you. Good afternoon, President Amirian, members of the commission. We have one item coming up on March 24th, and that's the amendment number 1 to the standard lease between the City of Glendale and Babak Golbahar for the Verdugo Job Center facility located at 1255 South Central, and this is adoption of ordinance. Last week, we introduced the ordinance, and on the 24th, we were going to ask council to adopt it.
Excellent. Thank you. Next item, please.
Item 4, commission staff comments.
I'd like to open it up to my fellow commissioners if they have any comments.
I think the only comment I have is for Arthur, who it's really great to see. I know he's not here, but it's really great to see our community members to go from high school days to remain in our city and give back to our city. It's just really great to see how many of us get a chance to remain in our hometown and to contribute back. So I look forward to seeing more of the residents grow and grow their businesses and remain in Glendale. That's all.
Thank you. Commissioner Sardarbegian.
I'd like to thank the Glendale Library Arts and Culture Commission for this amazing tile that we were gifted. We're very fortunate to be part of the Parks and Recreation Commission and to walk in and to see the surprise, little gift. We are very appreciative of it, and I can't wait to actually see it at Fremont Park.
Yes, I echo that. They provided beautiful tiles and a very thoughtful handwritten note thanking us for our partnership. And these are beautiful, beautiful tiles, and I'm very happy to have one to take home as a keepsake. So very much appreciated to our partners at the Arts and Culture Commission. I have a brief comment. This past weekend, I had the pleasure of using our parks. So as the president, I'll comment on that. And it touches, of course, on the other hat that I wear, which is as a father to two boys. So I had the opportunity to coach the JWV coach pitch team known as the Blue Jays on Saturday. Don't ask me how that name was chosen. But it was at Brand Park. Always a great experience there. And the kids have a great time. And then yesterday at Glorietta Park, there was a tennis tournament that was hosted by the provider there and by, I believe, Hominid Men. And it was about 5.5 hours of tennis matches. And I have to mention that my son Zachary, who is a freshman at Maranatha in Pasadena, he won his age division and had a wonderful time. So congratulations to Zachary on continuing to play tennis. Zach has been taking tennis lessons at Glorietta Park for about 6 years or so, and he's as much as he would appreciate it. He's been taking tennis lessons for about 6 years, and it's starting to pay off. So thanks to the Parks Department for bringing us these beautiful parks that we get to enjoy, and as a direct report, things look great. So, do we have any staff comments?
Well, let me ask you, was it 6 years or 7 years? Because I think you were going there.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Any staff comments?
No comments.
Okay, next item, please.
Next is item 5, oral communications. Discussion is limited to items not a part of this agenda. Each speaker is allowed 5 minutes. The commission may question the speaker, but there will be no debate or decision.
Excellent. I do have a card. Mr. Stephen Meek.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Nice to see everyone here. My name is Stephen Meek. I'm here to speak for the Alex Film Society. We wish to express our thanks to Onig and Teresa at the Community Services and Parks Department for partnering with us for our outdoor film festivals that are held in Brand Park. With park sponsorship, we have expanded our summer series into 4 films from the previous 3. These screenings are attracting members of our community, and the attendance has increased with each year that we've been doing this. The banners that we post in Brand Park also drew the attention of many residents who use the park to hike, go to the Brand Library and Art Gallery, visit the Doctor's House and the Japanese Tea House. We wish to thank Community Services and Parks for the donation of the movie screen and projector. The personnel who set up these and operate these screens are all city employees, and we appreciate their dedication and experience and assistance. Their supervisor, Savaj Garabedian, who organizes the screen and projection, deserves many thanks for stepping in whenever there is an issue. He always makes himself available. We will continue our outreach with the residents of Glendale, La Crescenta, and Flint Ridge with the help of our co-sponsors, who are the Brand Associates, the Glendale Historical Society, the Northwest Neighborhood Association, Community Services and Parks, Glendale Arts and Culture, JC Properties, and the City Manager's Newsletter. With these partners, we are able to reach more people who are then entertained and educated through our classic film series. A special thanks to Gabrielle Goglia and Matt Acosta, whose work has helped these screenings be possible. And just to add, the free popcorn is a really big draw. We went through 5 pounds of popcorn in one screening of the Pink Panther Strikes Again. Again, we just wish to thank our Parks Department for continuing the partnership in 2026 and into the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Meek. Mr. Meek, quick question. I know you walked away. What are the 4 films that you're going to be showing?
This year,
Yes.
we will open with Dumbo, the classic film that this is the first time it's actually been released that we could show it. And that will be followed by Out of the Past with Robert Mitchum, followed by The Thin Man, followed by The Quiet Man.
Excellent. And where can people find information regarding this if they
They
want?
can look at the Alex Film Society. Also, if they're a member or get on the website for any of our partners, it's also listed there. We will be placing ads in the Glendale News Press shortly. So it'll be out there. It'll be in the Parks and Leisure Guide and our city manager's newsletter.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Mr. Meek.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all I have for oral communications. Next item, please.
And just for the record, we don't have any callers either.
Oh, thank you.
Sure. Item 6, consent items. At A is approval of the minutes of the commission's special meeting held on February 23rd, 2026.
Okay, I will entertain a motion regarding the minutes.
Motion to approve.
I second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Sure. Commissioners Alcazar, Arkelian, Rostomian,
Yes.
Sardarbegian,
Yes.
and President Amirian.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries.
Next item, please.
Item 7, reports information only at A, Doctor's House Docent Report, the Glendale Historical Society.
Good afternoon. We want to thank you for inviting us to give you this update on our activities. As I understand it, you'd like a little background on the organization as well as an update on what we've been doing lately and our possible plans for the future. We, first of all, would like to thank you for your continued support of the activities that we carry on, not only at the Doctor's House, but throughout Glendale. We're an all
Sorry, can you state your name for the record, please?
Nancy
Thank you.
Oshima. Nancy Oshima, former board member, now the events coordinator of the Glendale Historical Society. I'm stepping in today here at this meeting for the first time for our Doctor's House director, Laura Crook. You may be familiar with her giving the reports in the past. We'd like to thank you for your continued support. We're an all-volunteer organization. We're supported by membership fees, donations from the Doctor's House tours that we hold on Sundays, support for, partner businesses within the Glendale area. We have sponsorships by a number of organizations that have been with us through the years too. I can give Forest Lawn as an example. We have a collaboration with them on a number of events on their premises, and then they support our other events. So we are looking at, of course, building more support, but we do have a base of community support as well as our membership fees and our event income. So just briefly, the Glendale Historical Society was formed in 1979 by a group of preservation activists with the goal of saving the Doctor's House from demolition. It was slated to be demolished. The city bought it for $1, and then the Historical Society was formed and dug into fundraising to move it to its current location in Brand Park, which the city, allowed us to move it there. It had originally been located on Wilson in, just up the street from here, I think, Wilson and Fremont, when it was built in 1888. So the connection between the activities of the Glendale Historical Society as a nonprofit, currently existing nonprofit organization, has its roots in this preservation advocacy by this group of dedicated volunteers. They not only raised the money needed to do major construction for 5 years, they put a lot of sweat equity into it. We've got lots of photos as well as a documentary film on the doctor's house in which they would dedicate their weekends. You see them up on the roof or replacing toilet seats or ripping up floors. And so there was a lot of that done between 79 and 1984 when the house was opened. Aside from the doctor's house, the other activities that we're interested in handling these days are creating an awareness of Glendale's history and architectural heritage and working to preserve this rich legacy through advocacy, outreach, and education. We identify and promote preservation of Glendale's landmarks. Some of our projects have included the Alex Theater, the Good House, Grand Central Air Terminal, Masonic Temple, and the Adams Hill gas station. We support the formation of historic districts, neighborhoods retaining the character and the fine craftsmanship of their period. We organize presentations on the development of Glendale and the people who made things happen. We have neighborhood walks. We don't go in the homes, but we actually mostly our board members guide tours, small groups of people walking through distinct either architectural neighborhoods or neighborhoods that are developed during certain periods of time. And they're themed tours, and certain significant houses, not necessarily large, but significant because of an architectural style, are highlighted on these walking tours. Those are, minimal, either free or $10, but it's a matter of engaging the community in appreciating the value of where they're living. We have talks on architectural style and the Mills Act. We have an annual home tour of significant historic homes. Last year, we celebrated the 100th anniversary of the Hotel Glendale with a tour inside the building. It was very well received. People enjoyed going down into the wine cave and the original kind of speakeasy area downstairs. We have collaborations with Glendale Community College. Recently, talks on women who have contributed to Glendale's development, and the Living New Deal in Glendale, a celebration of the existing New Deal properties that are still remaining in Glendale. In working with Glendale Community College on this, we have brought in the students, professors, students, and classes. Often students get credit for this, as well as reaching out to the general community. We have a listserv of about 3,500 people, so it's not just our members. We reach out to the community and to anyone who has attended any other events in the past, and we've gotten a good return, and we retain that information and continue contacting them in order to build a community of preservation. And we participate in other partner organizations' events, bringing the rich history of Glendale. This coming weekend will be, we've been invited to table at the Friends of Griffith Park in the Betty Davis picnic area to represent Glendale's history. And so with that, we'll talk not only about the parks and the open spaces and the historic properties here in Glendale, but as much as of the Glendale history, as everyone is interested in. Our income is derived from membership fees. I think I addressed that. Some activities that the doctor's house is involved in are here we go. I'm sorry for that delay. Activities that the doctor's house has presented in the past year. So we'll have events in the park or in the doctor's house themselves. If it's in the doctor's house, we charge a $10 donation for anyone wanting to visit on a docent-led tour It's about a 45-minute tour throughout the Doctor's House, and this happens every Sunday afternoon from 2 to 4 o'clock. We're dark in the months of July and December. So basically, we operate for 10 months on tours inside the Doctor's House. We have other events. Last year, we had a plein air painting event for adults and then another for children. They'll sit with a small canvas and paint the Doctor's House and, spend an afternoon, again, enjoying the beauty of the park and this resource that Glendale offers to its residents. We also give private tours on request, most recently to a it's called Leadership Glendale, a group sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. They had 23 members in this group, and they were led on a private tour, not on a Sunday, on a weekday. Some of our docents went down and led them on a tour. We also offer tours to elementary school student groups, and that's primarily, I think at this point, our relationship is with Franklin Elementary, and so they'll come up each year and have a class that walks through and gets the tour. We present 2 major exhibits each year. The current is on Piedad Yorba Saul. She was an early entrepreneur and restaurateur in Glendale, and her restaurant, the Casa Verdugo, was a major attraction when she opened and operated it here in Glendale. So the exhibit, which started this weekend, runs for 6 months, and it will be up there available as part of the Doctor's House tour. We have a separate, in one of the rooms, I think it's the doctor's office in the house, we set up an exhibit on whatever the topic might be. And they each run for about 6 months. So we have 2 for the year, and we'll have an opening reception on each exhibit, and we are always happy that the city helps support that by giving us, permits, usually waiving permit fees, so we can have refreshments and a little reception for an opening event for those exhibits. Later this month, we have our super event of the year. On March 29th, we have what we call our Victorian Easter egg hunt. That's Sunday afternoon. The city has been kind enough to include it in your listing, and so I think that promotion has helped us a lot. The past 2 years, we've had about 400 people attending, and I maintain those ticket sale lists, and I've noticed that only about 50 of them are our members, and the rest are the residents of the city. So it seems that we really provide a service, as it were, to the city. There is a charge for tickets, but it seems that the $15 fee does not seem like, it's unreasonable, because we do get such a positive response to it. We encourage families to bring picnics and blankets and sit in the park and enjoy the park for a Sunday afternoon. And we have puppets and refreshments and things that we provide as well. And of course, an egg hunt. I think you heard Stephen mention that we have we work in collaboration with the Alex Film Society on the classic films that they have in the park. And part of TGHS's contribution is maintaining again, a ticket sales list. Even though it's a free event, we get RSVPs from folks and help build turnout by developing that list and seeing that we have lots of regulars who keep returning for each film and returning from year to year. And in the fall, we offer a Grandview Cemetery tour. Grandview Cemetery, folks then drive up to the Brand Family Cemetery above the Brand Library, and then they come to the Doctor's House again for a reception after they've done that hiking and they're thirsty. And so we all get together at the gazebo afterwards. So we like to use the park as well as draw people into the museum. By drawing people into the park, we're exposing more Glendalians and beyond to other parks and to open spaces in Glendale and get more use of the area. We promote the use of Glendale parks on our website with links to the rental and site that the Park Service has on their as part of their information. So down to the data, we now have 12 active docents with 2 in training. We have 1 school tour docent. Docents commit to a minimum of 2 years, although the commitment is all volunteer, so we have no way of, retaining if they've got something else that goes on. So we are always looking for new docents to train. The training involves going to a special training meeting, being ID'd by the city through the fingerprinting, the LifeScan system. And once that happens, then they come back and study their very large binder with facts and figures on the museum. And then they shadow another docent on tours for a few weeks until they feel confident to go on their own. So in the 24-25 year, we had 1,000 visitors at the doctor's house. Excuse me, could I have a drink of water? Thank you. So far this year, we've had about 450 people attend, but most of our, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop. But I'm almost there. So I will either give you a little more on it later, or I will
No problem.
be able to send you information.
No, we can, if you feel better, we can reopen it, but I appreciate the information. And I'm going to open it up to my fellow commissioners for any comments or questions. Okay. Let's move on to 7B, please.
7B is Whispering Pine Tea House and Garden Docent Report, Friends of Chassain.
Good afternoon, Commissioner and Commissioners. My name is Michael Belzer. I'm the president of the Friends of Chassain. We're a small, all-volunteer nonprofit group that organizes the monthly cultural activities at the Tea House. And I don't know if we were able to put together the video and the slideshow. Okay, we're not ready just yet. I want to just run down a couple of highlights just in the history. The Tea House was originally built in 1974. That's when it was dedicated. And that was through a collaboration of Higashi Osaka and the city of Glendale. It was built right here in Glendale. It wasn't built in Japan and brought here. And what was happening there on a monthly basis were just tea ceremonies, and that's the only thing that was happening inside the tea house. At various times, different classes were run there too through the city, yoga, meditation, that kind of thing. But the interior was really a pretty basic architecture and setup. In 2010, I got involved, and I started to bring in other programs, shodo, calligraphy, ikebana, flower arrangement, Japanese language, showing different Japanese movies. So we started to get a wide variety of different activities there. And in 2011, I had a chance to go to Japan. So I went to Higashi Osaka City Hall. I went to the International and Cultural Division, and I brought a little video that I had made back then showing the different things that we were doing there. And it really surprised and amazed the people. They had a little black and white picture about this big on a bulletin board. And they said, we had no idea that Glendale was utilizing the tea house like this. So I don't know if it was that trip, but we got a lot more attention from both the Japanese consulate and the Japan Foundation when I got back. And eventually we were able to get funding from both. In 2017, we had well, we started the Cherry Blossom Festival, and that was really our biggest event where we had all of our previous monthly contributors and performers come together and do demonstrations and exhibitions throughout the day, lots of different booths all over the garden area, and then 3 different tea ceremonies. But in 2018, we had funding from the Japanese consulate to renovate the garden. And there was a nationwide competition in Japan for gardeners to come to Glendale to renovate the garden. And 11 gardeners were chosen. They came here, they spent a week, they worked with our local staff and Chris Peplow. They totally transformed the garden. It was an amazing, amazing experience. That'll be on part of the video that we see. And then in 2019, we received a grant from the Japan Foundation to completely renovate the interior of the tea house. And that was, again, a complete transformation. It was modernized, but made much more traditional. And now, whenever anybody asks me for information about the tea house, I send them the video that you're going to see. In 2024, a small group of us went to Higashi Osaka again. We met with Mayor Noda. We met with several city council people. We met with local business groups, and we shared the video and the things that we're doing on a monthly basis. And again, they were very appreciative, amazed, and impressed. And just recently, this year, about a month ago, the city of Glendale invested over $240,000 to renovate the exterior of the tea house. And it turned out amazing. It's really, really impressive, and some of those pictures are here too. So if it's okay, maybe we could show it. During the week of January 15th through 22nd, 2018, 11 landscape experts flew in from Japan and worked with our own Glendale gardening staff to enhance and improve our Friendship Garden and make it an even more beautiful and tranquil oasis from the city. The whole crew worked from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, and this photo slideshow will let you see just some of the great things they all accomplished. They completely transformed the rear of the tea house, adding the rocks, trees, and gravel. They moved the stone purification scuba and added a bamboo fountain to it. Chris Peplow, the Park Services Manager, supervised the whole group and also personally built the 2 wooden fences using a traditional Japanese method which uses no nails to secure the boards to each other. They created a new stone path with rocks that are close enough to be walked on when wearing a kimono. So we now call it the Kimono Path. Lots of tree pruning went on, planting of Japanese black pine trees, azaleas, new grass sod, and other plants around the pond. A tremendous amount of work went into expanding the waterfall and creating a friendship wall. By the way, the bridge you see in the slideshow was also built by hand by our own Chris Peplow, who we have given the official title of Protector of the Shoseon. That's how it used to look. Chocolate brown carpet, fluorescent lights, no shoji screens. These were two local craftsmen that specialize in tea houses. All this was done in 3 months. This was the time limit the Japan Foundation gave us to do it, because they said if you can do it, then we'll use it as a guide to offer the same type of help to other tea houses throughout the United States. And we did it. That's a new door. Shoji screens. New tatami mats, tile floors, 7 different kinds of wood. That birch tree was the only thing that was original. It's a brand new kitchen preparation area. New lighting. Those benches were hand-built by Chris Peplow. Never had these interior screens before, these doors. This is brand new. It's a kitchen prep area. New lighting. We raised $15,000 over 10 years to help with this, but thank God the Japan Foundation came in with $160,000. And of course, the city's been behind us every step of the way, and that's been an amazing amount of support. Now, this is after the renovation, if I'm correct, yeah. So I just walked around just last week and took pictures. Everything has been redone, repainted, sanded, termite damage has been repaired, water damage. Not the tile roof, but the lower deck of roofing, that's all been replaced, the shingles. That's the fence that was made by Chris, the Shiguchi style, no nails. They repainted the bridge. And we have cherry blossoms right now. That's the brochure that we had made 15 years ago talking about the tea house. When I was in Higashi Osaka, we were with the Higashi Osaka Lions Club, the Kawachi branch, and they took us to the park where the Seal of Glendale is, and they showed us what they do to maintain it every year. They're very proud. And while we were there, we were guests of honor for major tea ceremonies. We were the only foreigners there. And I'm talking about like 2,000 people were there. Treated really, really well. We met the mayor, we met city councilmen. We took them art from our immersion schools to give to them because 5 years ago, just before COVID, Japan had sent us art from their elementary schools. And we were going to go and bring ours, but then COVID hit. And so for 4 years, we weren't able to go. So we finally brought it. I think that's it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
That's a very informative report. It's nice to see the
Great.
pictures and the video of the work that's been done and completed. I'm going to open it up to my fellow commissioners if they have any comments or questions.
Sure.
Just makes me want to go there more and more.
Doesn't it? Yeah.
I haven't been there since.
You know,
the
I just have to say that when I'm there every third Sunday, we open it up early, like 7 in the morning, and the amount of people that just come in to visit that have never had a chance to go in, for whatever reason, they're not able to come during the week when it's open 10 to 3, Monday through Thursday. They're so happy and impressed and glad to be able to enjoy just the garden. And if I take them into the tea house, they're just blown away. They are amazed. Yeah. The garden is free to go into Monday through Thursday from 10 to 3. The tea house, if we're going to be presenting like a tea ceremony, that's a $25 fee. And that's usually the cost of our events, whatever it is. Yeah.
It makes sense why Chris Peplo's retirement was over there. But he did. I
Oh, yeah.
remember from early on when I met him, he loved that place. So
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it's been kept very, very well. So
Yeah.
good job.
And lucky us, Chris is on our board of directors now.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
It's his baby.
Not surprised.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for that report.
Thank you. See you later.
Let's move on to the next item, please.
Yes, and before I read that into the record will show that Commissioner Alcazar joined the meeting at 2:47 p.m. and ex officio Commissioner Zarukian joined the meeting at 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Item-
Thank you.
Sure. Item 7C, Park Services Section Monthly Activity Report for January 2026.
Good afternoon, President Amiri and members of the Commission. I'm Lauren Click, Park Services Administrator with Community Services and Parks. I'd like to go over some activities that occurred in the past month of January 2026. First up, we have Palmer Park, located at 620 East Palmer Avenue. There's been a lot of work put together by both our Section 2 staff as well as our project staff to tidy up this park. So there's a lot of beds that were weeded, mulched, just a general spring cleaning ahead of the activities that are typically scheduled for this area. That's inclusive of pressure washing, you name it. All the trails were redone around our skate park as well as across the whole facility, as well as a cleanup of our community garden. So this facility looks very nice. There's been a lot of the edging that's redone, and it's in good shape for the Section 2 staff to continue maintenance going forward. There was an unusual project for our team at the Riverside Drive Chavez Street Bioswale. This is located right at the border of Glendale and Burbank, as well as Los Angeles. And so a community group came to us and asked if there could be some caretaking of the plants in the area, and we investigated and realized that a lot of the original landscaping had been replaced by volunteers, still maintained quite nicely, but they're not the intended palette. So at this location, when my slide changes, you'll see the condition of the previous bioswale where there were some grasses that had taken over. And so what our team had done on our next slide is to completely fix the irrigation. The irrigation was a bit non-functional after a couple of vehicle accidents, and they were able to repair the site, and now it's ready for planting. So I look forward to sharing that update in a future meeting. The palette was worked on by my predecessor as well as with the community members. Since this is a site, as you can see in the upper left corner of that photo, it's a sign that welcomes folks into Glendale, so it is one of the premier locations where people enter the city. I'd like to cover a few of the incidents during January 2026. During the course of that month, we had 13 reports of graffiti, 7 reports of vandalism, and 20 labor hours for cleanup and painting. That might understate our staff time, as some of these repairs did require involvement with our facilities partners in Public Works. So there were 4 issues at Pacific Park, which I have a photo of later in this presentation, and a couple of issues at the Glendale Narrows Riverwalk. Only 2, but there were some more significant issues with the graffiti. So this is a wall that was totally painted over with graffiti. Our staff had painted it, and you can see a tiny patch in the middle where some graffiti was replaced, where graffiti happened again, and our staff painted over. So now the wall looks very nice. We did have a couple repeat incidents. PD's investigating. Community's very is keeping an eye out and letting us know some of the folks in the business or in the residents next door. So that's been nice to see the community response and letting us know and thanking us for the work there. And then on the next slide, we've got one of the incidents that I mentioned in Pacific Park. So unfortunately, we had a couple of incidents where folks had damaged the restrooms there. This was repaired by our facilities team. And then the largest issue we had was the Shoal Canyon gate was destroyed in a collision with a vehicle. PD's investigating. We're not quite sure of the nature of that incident, but the fabrication of the gate's underway, and it should be installed in the next couple of weeks. So we're excited to see that gate repaired and the access to be restored for folks, or the restriction of access to be restored for folks in the community as they've been asking. So with that concludes the report. If there's any questions or comments, I'd be happy to address those.
Excellent, thank you. I will open it up to my fellow commissioners for comments or questions. Yes.
Thank you so much for your report. This weekend, I was at Fremont Park, and it was just absolutely lovely to be there because the buzzing of the people, it was just a very lively place to be in. And I think with that, and perhaps some of the negative human nature is the bathrooms. They were, from the women's bathrooms I'm just curious I understand there is maintenance and we can call to replace toilet paper or to replace, the toilet seats or anything. But is it possible to have like extra items somewhere in the bathroom closed or in the office at the tennis where you go to get your cords? Like there's like a little a snack, like a shop. Where in that for like immediate replacement, how can we access that more immediately versus like calling in and waiting for new supplies to come in? Or it could be my ignorance, maybe it already exists, but I'm just wondering how that works. And also, I was told in the men's bathroom, someone played, I guess, paper ball. They were like, so. What is the cadence of how much it is, checked in without having to call? Because I know calling in is always an option, but just is there like a cadence of people coming in and like checking in to make sure that the integrity of the park is preserved?
Members of the Commission, Commissioner Rostomian, thank you for bringing those issues to our attention. It is checked by staff multiple times per day. Obviously, on the weekends, there's a thinner staff, but we do have staff that are dedicated to the park that will be checking multiple times per day. So I'll look into those concerns that you brought up and make sure that they're addressed.
Great, thank you.
Yes.
In the report, you mentioned there was vandalism. So, like, what efforts are being made to, like, mitigate that and, like, raise awareness maybe in the community to, like, yeah.
Members of the Commissioner, ex officio Commissioner Zarukian. A lot of the vandalism that might occur might be due to something that can be corrected through, for example, through a request through our Public Works team. So for example, maybe there is an unusual way to gain access to a restroom after hours, and so our Public Works partners can fabricate something to restrict access. So a lot of those types of issues, we don't want to draw attention to the fact that it's been resolved in case people look for additional items. And then, of course, the issues with graffiti, we try to take care of those immediately with pressure washing, with painting. We don't like to draw attention to those in case of copycats, as you can imagine. But what is something that we look into, and police look into, if there's patterns or if some of the frequent patrons of the parks might report seeing something or any type of information that might have. Our staff passes that on to police who investigate these and continue to do so over the months.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Thank you very much. Appreciate that report. Let's move on to item 7D, please.
Yes, 7D, Recreation and Community Services Section Monthly Activity Report for February 2026.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. We'll be going over the Recreation Section's activity report for the month of February 2026. So like I did around the holidays, February, you're going to see a lot of Valentine's Day. Just warning you from now. To start off, we had childcare. We're going to talk about some childcare programs. On February 20 and 27, we had Parents' Night Out. Where do we go? At Spar Heights Community Center and at Pacific Community Center. Spar Heights Community Center on February 20th had 16 participants, and on the 27th, Pacific had 20 participants. We don't do this right the day before Valentine's Day to allow parents to celebrate their time, but we do it immediately after. If they can't, do something special for that holiday, we try to schedule it really close. Also in February, on February 19th, the department opened up day camp registration for city employees only as priority registration for our coworkers and our colleagues throughout the city. And on March 2nd and on March 4th, registration for everybody began. On March 2nd, we started with Glendale resident registration, and on March 4th, general registration began. So in the report, we shared some numbers on what those registration numbers look like. We started off with 110 people registered at 9 a.m. on March 2. At 10 o'clock, we were at about 2,300 people, duplicated enrollments in about an hour. And then on March 5 at 12 noon, we were at about 2,900 participants. Our trails and opens, to go back real quick, on the childcare programs, when you do look at the exhibit, you'll notice that some of the sites seem to be over-enrolled. Actually, that's our staff adjusting our availability and our number of spaces. So while we have a wait list of probably 50 people deep at Pacific for some of those weeks, what we're doing is reducing our half-day morning, half-day afternoon care options and pulling people from our wait list and accommodating more people into full day. So throughout the course of the next few weeks, that's what our staff are doing to accommodate more participants at our sites where we could increase our capacity. So our Trails and Open Space program during the month of February, there were 2 volunteer work days and 1 interpretive hike. On February 13, 40 participants went on the Friday the 13th night hike at Duke-Majan Wilderness Park. On February 14, 12 volunteers assisted with Lend a Hand at Brand, and on February 21st, 14 volunteers assisted with a wilderness work day at Duke-Majan Wilderness Park. The Stone Barn Nature Center continues to operate Fridays from 3 to 6, Saturdays and Sundays from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. During the month of February, 901 people visited the Nature Center. On the February Go program had 33 participants, and the topic was lovebirds or mourning doves. Teen Night Out workshops continued at Pacific Community Center throughout the month of February. Their highlight for February was a Valentine's Day party. The students training and role models, the joint PD program that we offer at Pacific Community Center continued in February as well. And their highlight was attending the One Glendale basketball games down the hall in the gym and supporting their classmates as they competed for the One Glendale season championship, or to get to the championship, let's say. The One Glendale After School Youth Sports Program kicked off the basketball season, which concluded on Friday, really quick, blink of an eye. So they were playing all their games at Pacific Community Center on both sides of the gym, most every day from 3 to 5 p.m. The One Glendale After School Youth Sports Program's basketball season Go Field trip was at the Glendale Sports Complex, and it had 33 participants as well as some parents. Mentoring in middle schools began. They are taking place at Toll and Roosevelt Middle Schools. MIP Day took place on February 21st, and on February 12th, Club Maple had its annual karaoke night. For senior programs, on February 24th, LA Regional Food Bank visited the Adult Recreation Center, and it served 155 boxes. This is something we've been reporting on monthly. This month, we went a little bit further and gave you some more metrics. Of the 19 months that we've been offering or bringing LA Regional Food Bank to give out that food, in total, we've served 2,356 food kits, which is averaging about 124 per month. The most in one day has been 168. That was in May of 2025. The average for the past 6 months is 132, so you see that number a little higher than the 19-month average that we've been dealing. And for the last 6 months, a total of 793 kits have been distributed. Also, for senior programs, on February 26th, through our friends in Public Works Transportation, Glendale Beeline, and Dial-A-Ride visited Spar Heights Community Center to give information about their programs and services, including Dial-A-Ride, which the seniors could take for free to get to our community centers that offer the lunch program, whether it's a Monday through Friday at Spar or 7 days a week at the Adult Recreation Center. And Spar had its own Valentine's Day party with the theme of Grease Lightning, Spar Lightning, and they had about 50 participants. Of course, for senior programs, as part of the meals program, we do at least one monthly celebration in February, Valentine's Day. We celebrated Valentine's Day at both senior centers with a total participation of about 200 participants. The EMP program, the Elderly Nutrition Program, served 3,901 meals for in-person dining, and home-delivered meals number was at 1911. Supportive Services Program supported 52 unduplicated clients. And March is Senior Nutrition Month, so during the month of March, city employees are encouraged, from elected officials to department execs to city staff, are encouraged to go to one of our 2 meals locations to serve lunch to our seniors as an opportunity to celebrate March is Senior Nutrition Month. Those who are interested could also do a ride-along in our home delivery meals program and actually go to the seniors' home and see how some of our residents live at home and deliver meals to their sites. Upcoming programs and events, we have a Doc Talk at the Adult Recreation Center coming up on March 18. We have the High School Employment and Resource Fair coming up at all 4 high schools. Hoover High School on March 19, Glendale High School on April 2nd, Clark on April 9, and CV on April 16. All of our city departments that are participating include the Office of Sustainability, Glendale Fire, Glendale Unified, Glendale Police Department, GYA, Glendale Community College, Glendale Unified School District's Nutrition Services, CDCC, and their HR department, as well as LA County Fire Department's lifeguard program. So a lot of resources. Glendale Library Arts and Culture will also be there. A very good opportunity to meet the people that are recruiting to fill some of their positions. Teen Night Out will continue throughout the month of March and leading into April. We have a Wilderness Work Day coming up on March 21st. MIP Day will be taking place also on March 21st. Wander the Wilderness will be taking place March 28th from Pacific, and March 22, April 5 and 19 out of Fremont Park. We have a scam and fraud defense, self-defense workshop for seniors at the Adult Recreation Center on March 27. The extravaganza at Pacific Park and Community Center on March 28. 30 minutes later, the Cesar Chavez event, also at Pacific Park and Community Center. And as our docent said earlier, we have the Victorian Easter coming up at the Doctor's House Garden and Gazebo on March 29th. Parents' Night Out coming up in April, on April 10 at Pacific, April 17 at Spar. Lend a Hand at Brand Workday coming up on Saturday, April 11. And we have a The Art of Joe and a Cherry Blossom Festival coming up at the Chosean Whispering Pine Tea House on April 19. And lastly, if you guys have been following the recent weather reports, we are coming up for a heat wave. So earlier this afternoon, our city manager's office issued the press release. Our 4 community centers will be acting as cooling centers starting Tuesday, tomorrow, March 17, all the way through Friday, March 20th. The department operates cooling centers when temperatures go 95 or higher. In addition to that, earlier or late last week, our department also opened 2 of our splash pads, Cerritos Park, which is open on the weekends, 11 to 8, and Pacific Park, which is open daily from 11 to 8, with Fremont coming online soon. Having said that, all of this information could be found for our residents when it comes to cooling centers and activations by visiting glendaleca.gov/beattheheat, including tips and tricks on how to avoid getting heat stroke and all of that stuff related to heat. That concludes my presentation, if anybody has any questions.
Excellent. Thank you, Mr. Garabedian. Do we have any comments or questions from my fellow commissioners? Excellent. Thank you so much. At this time, Ms. Oshimi, would you like to give it a shot? Excellent.
I almost quit. I think I was reporting the number of guests that we had. In 24-25, we had 1,133. Now, that was not just through the house itself, but that was through the house and the Easter event, which is about 400 people. So we average about 100 people a month visiting the doctor's house in the 10 months that we operate during the year. This year, to date, we have about 470 people from August through February, although I point out that still we have Easter ahead of us, and spring always is the busiest time. We have folks who don't know about the doctor's house but come to wander through the park and then on a beautiful Sunday afternoon, and then stop in and visit us. My last thing I'd like to mention is that in our collaboration, there are a couple of things that we use regularly, and I might mention to the city if there's a possibility of working together on this. One is volunteers, and a call for new docents. You don't have to be a member to be a docent, but because we do go through trainings. But we're always trying to get the word out on the need for docents, the need for volunteers for different events. So I don't know if you have a source, where you put out a call for volunteers, and somehow the city does work on that. But if that's a possibility, I would like to explore that with someone when you're available. And your brochures. Your brochures are extremely important to us. I brought a couple of them today. They're brochures that show the historic landmarks in Glendale. That's one of them, or a walking tour of downtown Glendale. Then there's another one that shows just the open spaces properties, the parks and open spaces properties. I'm going to be bringing those when I go to the other event that I mentioned this weekend in conjunction with the Friends of Griffith Park. So I want to promote, we want to promote activities in Glendale to people who are living in the Glendale Burbank area, and that's the audience that's going to be at the Betty Davis Park this weekend. But we like to, in an effort to continue to collaborate with other similar organizations and with the city, we'd like to try to include other information that we can expose people to, not just in our community, but in other communities. So that was it. If we could get more brochures, I'd like to keep in touch with whomever can do that, too. So thank you.
Excellent.
Any questions?
Director Bolanikian?
Sure, thank you, President Amirian, members of the commission. We will go ahead and send you email of all of our brochures that we have.
Oh.
And then we'll also, I mean, the Historical Society I follow, so I get emails once in a
Yes.
while asking for docents. We can go ahead and get that information and put in our newsletter, asking any of the residents that are interested in applying to be a docent or a volunteer
Great.
with TGHS. They're more than welcome to contact you or the group.
That'd be wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Ex officio Commissioner Zarukian.
I would suggest that students, especially high school students and middle school students, would be an excellent source of volunteers. So maybe do some outreach into schools, because students are wanting to fill up their hours and don't know where to go usually. So this would be a perfect place.
If I may respond?
Yes, of course.
That is an excellent suggestion. We've actually had students reaching out to us saying, what can I do? For that reason, looking for things to do. We are developing a relationship with Glendale Community College. We've had a couple presentations on their campus and great turnout from their student body in certain course areas. So my question is, do those under 18 people have to be live scanned in order to work, to volunteer on city properties as well? Yes?
Yes, they do.
Yes, they do. Okay. Because we have girl volunteers from the National Charity League, but basically what they do is bake cookies for us now, rather than participating in activities, because we haven't, approached the idea of live scans. Great. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay. Ms. Alcazar, I know you, Commissioner Alcazar, I know you came in late. I'm happy if you have any comments to reopen commission comments.
Nope, I do not have any comments. Thank you.
Excellent. Okay. Next item, please.
Next is 8, adjournment.
We are adjourned. Have a great afternoon, everybody.